So, hello, and welcome to another werewolf video. This is going to basically be a video where I explain the main changes for the werewolf in PvE and how to use the new rotation, because I think some people might be confused how to get the highest DPS as a werewolf player. So first, the Berserker hasn't really changed that much, but they really changed the pack leader. You take 10% less damage, and the direwolves count towards the Call of the Pack passive, which means that basically your werewolf lasts 40% longer without having to feed, which is good for PvP. So yeah, pack leader for the win in PvP. Feral Bounce added a bit of a sustain on it, and they shortened the werewolf extension from it to make the brutal pounce also highly attractive, especially for PvE players, because it can stack up to 6 times the brutal counter, which means that is about 500-ish extra weapon. With the buff, it's around 1k extra weapon damage. I'll show you guys later. So first, brutal pounce, and then for the DPS test, we use Husein's Rage for PvE. It's kind of a choice tax to hit hard. It's going to be hit or missing. If it hits, it's going to hurt a lot if you use Deafening Roar, but it'll be harder to hit. So usually Ferocious Roar is going to be a safer bet. Howl of Agony, they give you the bonus damage if you face the target you increase, which is good for PvE, I guess, or for partying. So yeah, Howl of Agony. And then Claws of Life, nothing really has changed here, to be honest. It's still the same old healing over time. But passive wise, nothing really has changed apart from the direwolves counting towards the Call of the Pack passive, which makes the white wolf much more attractive in, let's say, Maelstrom, for example, or even in PvP. Apart from that, nothing really has changed. So we got that sorted. Now, set-wise, what for the highest DPS this patch, you will want to go with the Reliquan and what's this set called? Sorgvin's Axe. It's Sorgvin's Warband. You can get this from Frostvault. I think it's somewhere up Frostvault. I know it's somewhere in Eastmarch, I think. It's one of the DLC dungeons. Here, Frostvault, you can see it. That's where you can get the set. You can farm it in normal to get the set. It's a bit of a grind, but it shouldn't be a problem for you guys. So for the highest DPS, you use that, Sorgvin's Warband and Reliquan, and 2 pieces Selene. If you want to have a more tankier and more better sustain, you use Vicious Ophidian and Mighty Junon. This is my setup of choice for Maelstrom Arena. 5 pieces Vicious Ophidian, 5 pieces Sorgvin's Warband, 2 pieces of the Mighty Junon. But since we're going to do of the pars after this, I'll just put on my Reliquan. Selene's where I put my Selene's. There we are. So that's that. We got our setup, Reliquan, Sorgvin's Warband, perfect. On the main hand of your werewolf bar, you want to use an Ehrenhound, and on the offhand, I prefer sharpened. Some people like precise. I just prefer sharpened because we really don't have that hot of a penetration as a werewolf. In most cases, it's going to be okay. And then double dot poisons on your on those weapons. The rotation in itself is very interesting because you have to use the gap closer twice to get the the dot, and you can't let it run out. If you let it run out, you lose a lot of DPS. The trick of it getting above 80k is not letting that dot drop, and you'll see it. At the moment, I'm still lacking 2 pieces bloodthirsty, so I think the last time I tested it was around 83k DPS or so, but yeah, you'll see. I'll do it first slowly on the 3 mil to basically showcase it, and then I'll do it longer. I'll do the full powers on a 100 on the trial dummy, just to demonstrate it. Since we get all the passes from our abilities now, that means that we can use tripods to so that we can use our Hissing's Rage on cooldown. The reason why I like the Necromancer, as I this video, is high ultimate ulti regen and good heals and extra dot damage. So it's a bit of a damage tankiness combo, which works really, really well. So, right, the first thing you'll want to do is, I think 3 mil was down there, yeah. So yeah, the first thing you'll want to do is, when you pounce towards the target, you can see the symbol changes. And then you use this symbol, which it procs a dot on the enemy, proc your Claws of Life with Hissing's Rage, and then you do 3 large attack Howls of Agony. Or 4 if you can squeeze it in. As soon as a dot turns to below 2 seconds, you can see it on the top corner, 9, 8, 7. When that goes below 2 seconds, you leap again and with a dot. And on the bottom corner, you can see that it's a stack of 2 now. Now I can see if I stack this up to 6, it stacks up to 6 times. You can see when it's stacked up to 6 times, and while weapon damage is at 4.4k about. And you can see once it drops off, you can really see how much it makes out. That's like 4.4, so that's like 900 weapon damage right there. So do not let that stack drop. It's really important for your overall DPS. So again, basically, you leap towards him, then you reapply the Brutal Carnage, Claws of Life, Hissing's Rage, and then the Howl of Agony. And always weave it with light attacks. Very important for DPS. So yeah, and that's basically is the rotation. Do not let the whatever it's called. Do not let the Brutal Carnage drop to get the full weapon damage bonus. Don't let your Claws of Life drop, and always use a Howl of Hissing's Rage before going into the light attack Howl of Agony weave. You can use it usually like 3 to 4 times. Let's see, like that. You heal. 1, 2, 3. You can use 4, but you have to be quick about it. So yeah, that's basically how the rotation is going to work, or how the rotation works. I'm just going to charge my welfare again. I got 7 potions. The reason why I'm taking Selene over Molakina to this patch, because they actually buffed the tooltip of Selene, which means that it has like an 8.5k tooltip, even on a Necro. So the difference between Selene and Molakina is literally not even noticeable, and you don't have to blood attack twice to proc it, so that's like an added bonus. So yeah, that's literally much better. And only use your tripods when your magic is actually low. Don't use it on cooldown like you used to with the average DPS test, because you get your major brutality, major savagery from the abilities, and not from the abilities, and not from the potions. So yeah, that's that. We got a Werewolf charged. Let's go to the trial. Iron Adna. So yeah, do all like the dots which won't aggro the target before hitting, like with the Necro, I like using my Archer. With this on the Stamp Sword, it's like the Hurricane or something like that. You can pull that, and then go straight into Werewolf and pounce him. You just have to watch out with the dots. It sometimes likes getting stuck, so that you can't use the second dot anymore. In that case, just literally swap around abilities for a bit, and then you usually should go back. Oops, that was close, almost lost my stack there. Oops, there, I dropped my stack. Oh well. Yep, 79.7. I dropped the stack once, but that explains basically the drop of DPS. But you can easily get like above 83k DPS or so, 84. if you have everything in bloodthirsty, you can also get easily hit over 90k. So yeah, I'm not too worried about that. But yeah, that's basically how the rotation goes. And now the milestone setup. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed the video. And if you have any more questions about this, just put them in the comment section.